Hello folks, you may be wondering why I'm sat at RAF Waddington in the Just Flight Hawk, ready to take off in the Pimax Crystal. Well, that is because I've been testing out a new comfort mod for the Crystal. Now, I've got to be honest here folks, as I always am of course, but it's quite funny because I don't personally have any issues with the comfort of the Crystal, but I do know I'm a minority. I'm weird, you know, I like riding motorcycles for hours on end with a heavy helmet on. It doesn't bother me so much, but I appreciate that, you know, for most people the Crystal is just very front heavy. So it's great to finally show a new modification by Studioform. Now you may remember back in the day when I recommended them for the Reaver G2, and I think, God, within the first couple of days they sold out of all of their balancer kits. For the Reaver G2 it was all about keeping you in the sweet spot, but with the Crystal I'm using, in fact I'll just show you some sort of B-roll now. I'm using a top strap which is the Apache Strap, which basically means that it kind of acts as a halo style strap and stabilizes the headset, which means I don't get any pressure at all on my nose. Even on my face actually, even my forehead, which is generally how I tend to use the Crystal, is by putting more pressure on the forehead to keep the headset balanced. I don't even need to do that anymore. So it kind of just sits on my head like a cap. If you put like a cap on, it's very similar. With that, I've also got a counterbalance on the back of the head strap. Now the way I've done it is I've wrapped the counterbalance to the actual head strap itself, not the power lead. I think that's quite important to keep the power lead completely free with no pressure, since that is feeding the battery. Just put it round the main strap and I find that works really well. There is two different sizes, the 100 gram and 200 gram. I've tried both and, well, the funny thing is the Crystal is already too heavy. So it sounds bizarre adding more weight, but it's all about balancing that weight. And I feel the 100 gram is more than enough. It's actually, you can hardly tell it weighs anything, but once it's on the back of the head, it pushes the headset up. So again, it means that the front heaviness of the headset is not an issue anymore. But anyway, let's just take the Just Flight Hawk for a quick spin. And before I forget, because I always tend to forget this, I do have a very nice discount code for the Studioform balancer kits. I'll have a link in the description below for all of that goodness, as Seb would say. This actually does feel more comfortable. Simply because I don't have any weight on my face at all. It's very clever what they do. I must say as well that the feeling of the straps and the cushion, whatever material they're using, is very, very nice. It feels svelte, it feels plush, very high quality. If you haven't heard of Studioform before, they have carved a name for themselves in the VR industry simply because they do offer many different solutions for comfort across pretty much all of the major VR headsets. That is the Vari Aero, the Pimax 8KX. That was a big deal actually, because I did find that headset very uncomfortable until I used one of their Studioform balancer kits. The HTC Vive Pro 2, and it's really quite crazy if you think about it that manufacturers even today don't seem to be able to make a VR headset comfortable out of the box. But thank goodness for Studioform and them being there to help us out. So, you know, I think the biggest praise I can give this particular setup with the Crystal is that even though I don't really find it that uncomfortable to begin with, this has improved it even more for me. Especially the Apache head strap. It makes it sit on top of your head like a cap. So it kind of floats above your nose. I don't even need it on very tight at all, which makes it more comfortable in that regard as well. So yeah, very simple, very easy thing to review this today. Studioform do produce absolutely the best comfort kits in the business. As I say, I do have a affiliated discount code in the description below. Thank you so much for watching as always, I truly appreciate it. I'm going to continue enjoying this beautiful Beautiful aircraft. The Just Flight Hawk is one of the all-time classics. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.